Good evening or morning, wherever you're listening to this from us. This is with Parenting Unlocked. And I wanted to come and talk to you all for a little bit. This has been a busy season. If you don't know, I am a math and physics teacher, and I work in a high school where we just had the AP test, and I happen to be the AP testing coordinator. So this has been AP testing season. We've been at it full force for quite some time, trying to get as many kids tested, make sure they get what they need for their future. I wanted to start off. This is probably going to be a multi-video lesson. I don't call it a lesson or message because there's a lot to get to. The two dueling pathways that we really focus on for advanced learning in high school are AP, stands for Advanced Placement. That's run by College Board, as well as dual enrollment. And dual enrollment happens when a college or university, oftentimes a community college, 2-year college, will partner with a school system and give students an opportunity to take advanced classes on their campus or online so they can get advanced credit. They're two awesome options, especially if your student is in the arena of taking advanced classes. But here's one of the reasons we wanted to start this and share what's going on, why this is the importance of getting involved early. A lot of times students, and I'm talking about my students, in advanced placement or they're taking dual enrollment, don't take it as seriously as they should. When I say take it as seriously, they'll be in an advanced placement course, but they choose not to take the exam. There are some districts where it is imperative if you are in advanced placement, you must take the exam, especially to get the grade bump. Anything that is smarter than the average bear, you get to have some GPA boost. That's how you have students who have GPAs higher than 4.0. So you hear, oh, this kid has a GPA of 4.63 or whatever it is because they're taking advanced classes like AP or dual enrollment. So wanted to share with you all was the benefits of this early college credit. I've done this presentation for parents as they're signing up for advanced placement, but it's much better when you see all the details. So up here on the screen, I've got the layout. And if you've perused this as I've been talking, you see what some of these things are. So I'm going to move my video spot over to the side a little bit. So here is the data. I looked at the nationwide 2025 average yearly cost for tuitions across the United States. For in-state 4-year public college university, tuition only is $11,610. So when we say tuition only, we mean just the cost of admission. It doesn't include books. It doesn't include room and board. So maybe someone who is planning on commuting to campus or they live close to the university, if their room and board is already taken care of. So tuition only is $11,610. The total expense and remember, this is still in-state 4-year public university or college, is just under $30,000 per year. So when you break that down, that's $1,200 cost per class. And I'll come back to that cost per class column back here in a little bit. Just so you have some ideas, if you have out of state, so if you're in a state that doesn't have the programs you're looking for, and you have to pay out of state college tuition for that, that is $30,000, just under $31,000, $30,780. And the total expense is about $20,000 more than that, just over $49,000. This is the average across the country. Now, I will mention, if you are interested in attending a school that is out of state, make sure you look at a school that has a program that is not offered in your state. Oftentimes, they'll have a partnership where you can get in-state tuition at an out-of-state school as long as that program that you're trying to study is not offered in that state. Next one is the private nonprofit 4-year college university. So if there's a college you've heard of, a nationwide college that is private, some of the Ivy Leagues, but just as average all across the country for the private ones is $43,350. And then for the 2-year, and this is where the budget conscious, or I'm going to get my core classes at the community college. And then after I get my associate's degree, I will get my bachelor's degree at the 4-year college. If you did the math and we're commuting, you could spend for the first 2 years $8,000. And then for the second 2 years, it'd be $22,000 or $23,000. So that ends up being, what was that, $31,000 instead of the 46 that it would take. So there are some advantages to using the public 2-year college. So it's not just, some people say it's just because it's community close by. No, it's a financial reason. If you are having to pay for any of this out of pocket, we want to make sure that we're being responsible, fiscally responsible. So I said I was going to come back to the cost per class. And this is let's assume that there's 10 classes per year at 3 credits each. So 2 semesters, breaking it down, 2 semesters, taking 5 classes per semester. And those are 3 credit classes each. Now, this is an average. So there are lab classes that might be worth 5 credits, or there may be a smaller class or a shorter class, a survey class or for something that may be worth 1 credit. So the average we're looking at is 10 classes per year, 3 credits each. That's where we get the cost per class. So at a 4-year in-state public college university, is cost per class is $1,200. Out of state is $3,100. The private is 40, it's basically a tenth of it, is 4,350. And the public 2-year college cost per class is $400. So what does that have to do with college credit or dual enrollment AP? For each of these courses that you're able to take in either AP credit and get the score necessary for AP credit, or pass the course for dual enrollment and it's accepted, before you graduate from high school, you save the cost per class amount for each of those types of college or university. And the beautiful thing about this is that cost per class, let's say throughout high school, you saved, or you took either 10 APs or 10 dual enrollment courses, and you took the tests, you took the exam, you got credit for each of those. That's a whole year off. For every 10 courses you earn, you save an additional $20,000 for the total cost of college. If you were able to take 10 AP or 10 dual enrollment courses and get credit, it means you would save that tuition, that total expense for each 10 courses you earn. So that's pretty powerful. That would reduce the 4 years to 3 years. Or some people say, I want to stay in school for the 4 years and do a double major or minors or add other things, like co-ops or internships, whatever it may be. So it gives you some flexibility. And but that $20,000 per year, that's the total cost of living on campus. And also, again, it's reducing the time spent and paying for undergraduate degree can accelerate the transition to career or graduate studies. So what we're going to talk about in the next video is we're really drill down into AP courses. Like I said, I'm AP testing coordinator. So for all the AP courses at our school, and in my school, we have a bunch. We have, I think it's 21 courses that we have, AP courses that we offer. So like I say, it's a bunch. It was a stressful, busy, let's say it was a productively busy time these last a little over a month. But at our school, we have, and it is a science technology school, we have a lot of AP courses. We're going to drill down into how to prepare for them, what to expect, then also what are some of the advantages of AP versus some of the other options. In a later video, probably Ms. Kia is going to talk about dual enrollment, and that we're definitely going to talk about how dual enrollment saved us as parents for our child, student, learner, not a child, but our student to save literally over $100,000 with one little trick. Took the same classes, took the same thing with dual enrollment. We were able to save that instead of having to pay that for college expenses. Now, there are other options out there. So I do want to take a moment to mention them. So I've mentioned AP, this is advanced placements from College Board. So the same folks who do the AP testing are the same folks who do the SATs, ACTs, certifications, the state certifications for those as well. Those are all handled by College Board. They are extensive throughout the nation and even beyond. that dual enrollment is a partnership between a school district and either the local community college or the university system within that state that has a partnership that they can take courses for college credit on campus, typically on campus. Sometimes it's virtual, but as we get out of the virtual COVID learning during COVID that we experienced, many schools are getting back to doing this on campus. There's another option that some people are familiar with, hopefully, is IB. That's International Baccalaureate. It has its own advantages. Now, each of those is different, and you have to know what path you want to choose. We're bringing this up for not just high school students, but also middle school students. As early as ninth grade, you can start taking AP courses. As early as fifth grade, or even before, you can be in programs for the IB program, International Baccalaureate program. And dual enrollment, if you are able to test into dual enrollment, I think you're able to get into dual enrollment courses, if in particular cases, as early as 13 years old. It's something you want to be thinking about if you or your student, your learner is on that route of taking advanced courses of math courses in middle school, or maybe they're in an enrichment program or a talented and gifted program. These are some ways to save for the future. If you're independently wealthy and paying for college is not an issue, more power to you, but you probably know someone who is in the boat of either they have multiple children or multiple learners that they got to worry about, or they have something where they got to pay or find scholarships or whatever it is. But we want to try to reduce the cost out of pocket. We want to try to make the transition to college and higher learning as simple and as pain-free as possible. Even though I went to university and I used to teach AP physics, I can't teach AP and be the AP coordinator at the same time. It's a conflict of interest. As someone who spent a good amount of time in higher learning, college isn't for everybody. We talk about that in our programs with Parenting Unlocked. But if college is the route for you and you want to find a way to pay for it so that doesn't have to impact your pocket as much, this is definitely something you want to pay attention into. Tune into our next videos. Click the link to subscribe and share, and anybody who benefit from this, give some feedback. The main thing we want to do is we want to make sure we can share the secret recipe that oftentimes gets lost in the sauce. We want to make sure that we can connect with people and help their learners be as successful as possible. Check us out in this next video. You can always find us at Parenting Unlocked. We dig deep into AP and dual enrollment and how we saved over $100,000 with a simple thing to look out for. All right, y'all have a great one. See you next time.